The choice. A wealthy man, nearing the end of his days, summoned his twin sons to his bedside. Before he died, he told them he wanted to pass on to them the opportunity to experience the richness of life he had enjoyed for his many years on earth. "If I could do so, I would give you both the world," he told his boys. "But this is not possible, for even I do not own the entire world and everything in it. But there are three treasures I've had good fortune to experience in my life, and it is my fondest wish, my dying wish, that you would both have these three treasures. The first gift is easy to give and never runs out. I have been giving it to you both since you were born, and will die in peace knowing that you both already have it in abundance. The second gift is easy to give, but not always easy to have. For some, it never runs out, while for others, it constantly runs out. This gift I give you now, but whether or not you keep it will be up to you. The third gift is impossible to give, but can only be gained. I have been showing it to you both your entire lives, but cannot say whether or not you have gained it. This gift I cannot give you, but I can give you an opportunity to see it one last time before I die." The boys both wept to hear their father speak of his approaching death, but he smiled and bade them hush with a wave of his hand. "I see your grief, but in that grief you may be happy, for it is evidence of the first gift, which you have in abundance. Do you know what the first gift is?" The two boys dried their tears and furrowed their brows in deep thought. Easy to give, but it never runs out. Suddenly, the first boy clapped his hands and said, "Love! The first gift is love." The father smiled. The boy was right. "And the second gift?" he asked them. They again became quiet with thought. Easy to give, but not always easy to have. The second boy looked up with a start. "Money! Is the second gift money?" It was indeed. For some, it never runs out, while for others, it constantly runs out. And the third? Impossible to give, can only be gained. This time, both boys remained buried in thought. Neither could come up with an answer. The father smiled again, a little sadly this time. He lifted a beautiful lacquer box from the bedside table onto his lap, opened it, and looked inside. "I offer you both a choice." He beckoned the boys to move closer. "1 month from today, you both will turn 21. I will no longer be with you, for my life has run its course. On that day, 31 days from now, I will be well on my way to the next world, and the two of you will set off to make your way in this one. Yet I do not wish to set foot on this journey empty-handed. My last gift to you on the day of your departure will be a purse to finance your adventures. What goes into each purse is your choice." He reached both hands inside the box and then held them out to the boys. In one hand, he held a sheaf of 1,000 crisp, new $1,000 bills. $1 million. Cash. In the other hand, he held a shiny new copper penny. If you take the million in cash, you may take it with you or leave it in your purse for safekeeping until the day of your journey. Your purse will be held by my treasury director. If you take the penny, you may also take it with you or leave it in your purse. However, if you choose the penny, my treasury director has instructions to double the contents of your purse every day. He took out another lacquer box, identical to the first, opened it, and took out another stack of $1,000 bills and another penny. Here is 1 million. Here is 1 penny. Each of you have the same choice to make. Whatever you do not take, I will return to my treasury to add to my estate. Now, go, rest, and think. Tomorrow morning, come back and tell me your choice." All night, the first boy lay in bed thinking, "What should I do? Which should I take? What is the lesson?"
kill anyone, he'll kill you.
The second boy lay awake too, but he asked himself different questions. He had made his decision before his father had finished the sentence. Now, he was making careful plans for what to do for the next 31 days. When morning came, the second boy sprang into action. After securing the $1 million in cash from his father, he hired a sharp consultant and a manager to help him execute his carefully wrought plan. They rented out a hotel suite in which they conducted exhaustive back-to-back interviews for the next 6 days. By week's end, they had hired a staff of the finest financial advisors in the land. The boys' new Crackerjack Moneyman team spent the second week in intensive round-the-clock brainstorming sessions, drafting proposal after proposal, seeking the smartest, most cost-effective investment and leveraging strategies, both long-term and short-term, to help the wealthy man's son turn his million into a genuine fortune. By week 3, the best plans had been selected, winnowed, examined, combed, explored, game-theoried, road-tested, computer-simulated, and dissected. With all their I's dotted and their T's crossed, the boys' advisors were locked and loaded and ready to rumble. Off they went into the battlefields of commerce and speculation. The boy spent the next few days keeping in close contact with his far-flung financial team by telephone. But by midweek, it seemed clear that things were well in hand and he was not needed. He decided to pay a visit to his brother, whom he had not seen since breakfast on the morning after that long and sleepless night. When he arrived at their home, he was shocked to hear his brother's account of the past few weeks. After that excited breakfast, the first boy had also paid a visit to his father. But without explaining why, he announced that he had made the second choice. He had taken the penny, left it in the purse, then returned to his room and began reading from one of his favorite books. The second day, he visited again and was allowed to peek into the purse. The shiny new penny had been joined by a companion. On the third day, he found 4 pennies. On the fourth, there were 8. And on the fifth, 16. Then 32. By the end of the week, just as his brother's ace financial team was assembling in the beautiful hotel suite for the first time, he had amassed a nest egg of 64 cents. By the end of week 2, with nearly half the month gone, his piles of pennies had swelled to just shy of $90. $81.92 to be exact. Now, a few days into the third week, the purse's contents had grown a bit more. He now had a sum of $655.36, he proudly pointed out, easily enough to sustain him on the road for a full week. "But you poor sap," his brother cried on hearing his story. "I can't believe you went for the penny. It's not too late. Visit our father, see if he will relent and give you your own $1 million. Or if he insists in prorating the amount, then even just half the $1 million. It's better than scrabbling by on a few paltry hundred. And if he refuses, you've got me to help. I can't stand the idea of you venturing out into the world with scarcely enough to feed yourself for a week." But the brother seemed unperturbed and wouldn't hear of it. Toward the end of week 4, the second boy's top advisors brought him some worrisome news. The markets, it seemed, had gone a bit soft, taken a bit of a tumble, actually. The team had acted quickly and salvaged what they could, but their earlier rosy projections would most certainly need to be revised downward. The boy thanked them for their vigilance and waited, fretting and anxious. At the close of the week, the team brought mixed news. Some investments had performed quite well, others had suffered. All in all, the boy had made a modest gain. Starting with his $1 million in cash, his team had succeeded in parlaying that into nearly $1.5 million. Unfortunately, his expenses, including their commissions, tax, bills for the hotel suite, broker fees, and the rest, came to just over $500,000. The boy had ended the month with just a bit less than he started. In a panic, he rushed to see his brother, to see how he had fared with his $655.36, only to receive yet another shock. On day 28, his brother's purse of pennies had passed the $1 million mark. On day 29, the $2.5 million mark. Yesterday, on day 30, it doubled to more than 5 million. The boy who chose the penny had discovered the extraordinary power that some have called the eighth wonder of the world, the remarkable creative force of compound interest. And today, the boy who chose the penny was worth more than $10 million. $10,737,418.24.